If you're in a waiting season right now, I need you to hear this. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. And the way you wait determines what you're ready to receive. Waiting season feels like watching everyone else's life move forward while yours is standing completely still. It's lonely, it's repetitive, and honestly, it's frustrating. I am also in the waiting season of my life currently, and I thought, what a better way to pass time than to make a video about it. I have to say that for me, frustration has been the hardest part. I feel like frustration is the only feeling that's stagnant. It doesn't move at all. It just bottles up inside of you until it feels like it's taking all the emotional space you have. Not only that, you also get that voice in your head asking, did I make a wrong choice? Did I miss something? Am I being left behind? Is there something else I could have done? And what makes the whole process of waiting even more confusing is this. You want company, but you also want to be alone. You isolate yourself because you don't want just anyone around you. You want a real connection, but you're also too tired to explain where you're at. So you pull back. The next thing you know, you're shifting the blame to life or to other people around you just to handle the frustration. And that makes you even more miserable because you know it's wrong. But what if the issue isn't what's happening to you, but how you're choosing to wait? Here's why waiting hurts the way it does. We can't control it. That's it. There's no button to speed it up, no checklist to complete that makes everything move faster. You just have to wait it out, which feels helpless. And if you're anything like me, someone who loves plans, organization, structure, letting go and trusting God blindly is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. When I can see the next step, my first instinct is to try and make something happen. Anything, because at least then it'll feel like I'm moving forward. But that impulse, that need for control you sometimes get is exactly what keeps you stuck longer than you need to be. And there is one thing people don't understand until after the waiting is over. The biggest mistake people make in the waiting season is putting their entire life on hold. We often tell ourselves, I'll start living when I get my business going. I'll be happy when I get this one thing. If only I had this, then everything else will fall into place. That's not how it works. You should be living now, not tomorrow, not when the waiting is over, right now. Waiting seasons are often monotonous and quiet, and I want you to reframe that. Instead of resenting the silence you currently have, enjoy it. My mom once told me, a loud, busy, full life will be there often enough and you won't miss that. And she's so right. What you will miss is this season of calm, if you spend your whole time wishing it away. Here's the shift. Live like the door could open tomorrow. Don't wait passively, prepare actively. If the waiting season would be over tomorrow, would you feel ready? Or would you be freaking out because you spent your whole time complaining instead of preparing? And one more thing, don't idolize the thing you're waiting for. Don't make it the center of your life, because if you do, you'll be devastated if it doesn't come the way you imagined. I have 2 quotes on my vision board right next to my bed. The first one is, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And the second one, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I look at those every single day because I need a reminder. Waiting changes so much, even when you feel like nothing is changing. It changes your character, it builds patience, it strengthens your faith, it teaches you trust the way nothing else can. And think about this. Imagine you're waiting for something that requires faith or patience or both. So if God is using this season to give you exactly that, to build the very thing you need for the next chapter of your life and to equip you, why be upset about it? He's not wasting your time. The version of you that takes the next step towards the thing you're waiting for needs to be different than the version of you that first started praying for it. And that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens when? In the season of waiting. Here's the thing. You might be doing everything right. You're moving in the right direction. You're showing up every day. You're praying, working, trusting, and still nothing. Crickets. But remember, growth is often invisible. You don't plant a seed and check on it every day to make sure it's growing. You water it, you give it light, you take care of it, and then you trust the process that you can see happening underground. The roots are spreading long before the sprout even breaks through the soil. Your prayers, your faithfulness, your obedience, your dedication, those are your seeds. And one day you will see what grew from them. But not if you dig them up every week to check if they're working. Keep planting, keep watering, metaphorically speaking. Keep showing up and leave the harvest to God, because that's not your job. Now, while you're doing all of that, you might be tempted to look over your shoulder. I made an entire video about comparison. If you haven't seen that already, I'll link it right here, because comparison is brutal. But it's never more brutal than in the waiting season. You watch someone else get the thing you've been praying for months now. You might think they got it faster, they got it easier. And then your waiting starts feeling like failure and pure torture. But we all have different timelines and different lives. Someone else's fruit doesn't mean your seeds are dead. In the same way, someone else's success doesn't take away from yours. I used to compare myself to people who didn't have God as their foundation, and I felt so behind. But why would I compare my journey to someone walking a completely different path? That makes no sense. And it doesn't make sense for you either. Watch that video. I go deep into how to break the comparison cycle. But just for now, remember, their timeline is not your timeline. Their blessing is not your blessing. Here's what I've learned that changed my whole perspective on this topic. There's actually comfort in the waiting, because life can't stay like this forever, especially if you're constantly moving, constantly seeking God, and constantly planting seeds. A waiting season is not a wasted season. It's temporary. And one day you might actually miss the stillness and the quiet. All the time you had to be with yourself and with God without 1,000 other things pulling at you. What's even better is knowing that God is with you in every season. He's working overtime even when you can't see it. You know what they say, you don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to see and take the first step. And sometimes the next step is simply enjoying resting in His presence and trusting that He hasn't forgotten you. Because of course He hasn't. So how do we actually find joy and comfort while we wait? You ready? I'll keep it short and sweet. Number 1, keep showing up, even when it feels useless, because growth is never one big moment. It is a bunch of small ones. Number 2 is my most reliable source. Deepen your relationship with the Lord. Don't pull away when things get hard. This is the time to draw closer. Pray and learn how to find joy in Him, even when your circumstances don't change. That is a skill that will carry you through every hard season of your life. Number 3, journal. Get your thoughts out and onto paper. It stops the obsessive waiting cycle in your brain, and it helps you get out of your own head and gain clarity. Number 4, find one good companion. You don't need 10 different friends. You just need one person that understands what you're going through and then won't necessarily try to fix it. As humans, it is so kind and in our best intention to go with our first instinct, which is someone has a problem, I need a solution to fix it. But we don't always want people to fix things for us. We just want to know that they are there for us. Number 5, gratitude. Thank God at all times, not only when the waiting is over. Gratitude, especially in the middle of wait, is one of the most powerful things you can practice. And finally, number 6, stop making the waiting season of your life the center of your life. Don't obsess over it. Live your life now. Enjoy what you have right now. Because one day you'll look back and realize that the waiting was never wasted. It was very much necessary. Let me know in the comments, what's the hardest part of your waiting season right now? I would love to hear from you. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.